Well, candidates for office are required to follow ethics laws that regulate everything from how much money you can take in donations to when you have to file reports so the public knows who's funding your campaign. The state's main enforcement tool is fines, but every year millions of dollars in ethics fines go unpaid and the rules go ignored. Nick Reagan takes a closer look at just how much money is not being collected.
There are nearly 700 names of people and organizations spanning 25 years with outstanding ethics violation fines totaling $2.1 million.
They will not be imprisoned for violating their payment order.
Megan Dason runs the State Ethics Commission. She says they can't force compliance, but they can send the debt to the Department of Revenue to garnish wages or withhold tax returns.
We can file with the clerk of court for them to put in their judgment rolls these fine amounts. And so when people go to sell property or do things of that nature, the commission can recoup the money that way.
Still, some candidates have racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines and have never paid a single cent. One of the names on the list is Kevin Hollenshed, a board member for the Charleston County School District, who racked up his $400 fine during a failed board run nearly half a decade ago.
Mine happened, I guess, about 6 or 7 years ago during COVID. The ethics department, we were supposed to file, and they shut down. And then when they opened back up, they left a small window, and this is the best of my recollection, to file, and then they levied out fines. So I was just coming off the board then and honestly forgot about it until I ran this time.
The candidate will get a letter that says, here's a problem, a $100 automatic penalty. If they fail to file the campaign disclosure report at that time, the penalties will start to accrue at $10 a day for the first 10 days, and then at $100 a day until they reach the maximum penalty.
Now, Hollenshed is paying back his debt.
I let them take it out of my school board check. I don't use it anyway. I make payments. A portion of my fees go to take care of that, and then when it's relinquished, they send you a notice saying it's, you're in compliance.
The state is slowly collecting some of the money it's owed, but that's about all it can do in terms of enforcing state laws. They can't do anything to actually prevent ethics violations.
I don't believe that the Ethics Commission truly has the resources available to them. So that's something that we need to look at.
Senator Sean Bennett is the chair of the Senate Ethics Committee. It only directly oversees ethics violations of senators, but Bennett says that the current ethics laws don't go far enough.
Campaign finance is still a big issue, not just about the individual members and disclosing who gets the money and what companies are giving money and those sorts of things, but the dark money, the PAC money. That doesn't have any of those rules. It is a wild west out there.
In the last legislative session, Senator Greg Hembry introduced a bill that would enhance enforcement efforts by barring any candidate who isn't paying their fines from being added to a ballot. That bill didn't make it out of committee. Bennett says there needs to be some kind of reform, but it's a tricky balancing act.
You can't really limit somebody from running for office. That's kind of a violation of kind of our institutional laws and principles here. But what you can do is you can keep them from taking office until fines are cleaned up. And that's something that we've looked at in the past. I think we'll continue to look at that.
The amount of uncollected fines has slowly decreased since December of last year, from $2.2 million down to $2.1 million. But unless you have a government paycheck or a state tax return that wages can be garnished from, there's really no way to force people who have outstanding fines for more than 20 years pay up. In Charleston, Nick Reagan, Live 5 News.